Hello, this is for Cuffley School, Year 5. I think you've been wanting me to post a video, which I will do for you, on what I thought was your favourite pose last term. I think we did it this term too, not sure. Anyway, it's called Equilibrium Pose. We're going to do a few things so that we can find our way into Equilibrium Pose. You guys had a lot of fun with it. So the first thing we're going to do is warm up our shoulders. So I want you to start circling your shoulders around. Obviously, you know you've got to do your breathing at the beginning as well, and sit quietly, put one hand on your heart, one hand on your tummy, and take a few nice, long, slow, deep breaths in. But then, to warm up, we're going to roll the shoulders around a few times, and then take them around the other way. So far, so good. I don't know if you remember Equilibrium Pose, but it will come back to you as you see what we're going to do. So you've rolled your shoulders around. You might even take your arms out wide and do that nice big hug thing that I get you to do. Wrap your right arm over your left. Reach your fingertips right round the back. See if you can bring your fingers into your shoulder blades or your wings. Okay, and then take your arms out wide, breathing in, and wrap your left arm over your right. Same thing, reach your fingers right round the back. So this is opening up your shoulders, back of your body. It's a great place just to give yourself a little hug as well. All right, well done. Then you'll take your arms out wide and up as you breathe in. Keep your right arm lifted, bring your left hand down and stretch to the side of your body. This is going to help you with your equilibrium pose too. To get nice and long and spacious down your right side. And then slowly come back up again and reach over to the other side. And you can take a bit longer to do some of these things. I'm kind of rushing through because I've got to cook dinner. And then slowly come back up again. All right, so cat and cow pose. You know these ones very, very well. I'm going to do it side on for you. You put your shoulders over your wrists and your knees beneath your hips, right? And your hands are at shoulder distance. I think it's a little bit wider than we think it is. So step your hands out so that you feel nice and comfortable. You start with your spine in neutral, and that means you're not kind of dropping your head down or pulling your chin in. It just feels like a comfortable position. And then you're going to breathe out as you bring your tailbone under and arch your spine like a cat. Can you see my cat? He's over there. There's a cat on the settee. Breathing in, you lower your belly, you turn your tailbone up, and you softly gaze ahead, right? So try not to crook your neck at that point. And then breathing out. So now you're working into your spine, tucking everything in, lowering the belly, bringing the chest forward, lifting the tail. Do one more of each. This is a really good warm-up. Exhale, tuck in. Inhale, cow pose, belly lowers, tailbone up. And then from there, you go back to neutral. So you're looking down between your thumbs. You're going to step your right foot back, if you've got the room that is. Try not to hit the sofa. And walk your left hand forward. And you're getting ready for a balance. And equilibrium is a balance. So you press into the top of your left foot. You start to firm up your tummy muscles. And you get ready to lift up your right leg and your left arm. You don't need to lift them too high because the balancing is what's more important, not the height of the arm. And you don't want to strain your shoulder or tip over. So you lift up the leg roughly in line with your hip. And you keep your left arm extended. Okay? Now from here, for strength, you would bring the elbow to the side of the body and the knee forward, and then you arch your spine again, a bit like cat, but you bring your knee to your nose, and then you go long again and you breathe in. So this is to strengthen and wake up your core, as well as bring you into balance. Your core is the muscles that you need to do equilibrium. You're reaching back. I still haven't got enough room. And you're breathing out as you squeeze in. Breathe in as you get long and stretch and reach. Exhale in. So it's right leg, left arm. If you're in the hall at school, your right leg is the one closest to the stage when you're facing me. So breathing out and breathing in. And then one of my favorite things to do is put the back foot down, put the front hand down, your left hand. Then you take your left foot off the mat. You roll onto the big toe side of the leg that's long behind you. And then you open out to the side and you reach up. So this is kind of getting us into position for equilibrium as well, you'll see. Okay, and then a balance, you pick up the right leg. So watch out for the bit where you pick up the leg because your shoulder's going to come over your wrist. So you might want to walk your left hand forward a bit. So there's another balance. So your core are all the muscles that run this kind of ring around your front body, your side, and around your back. That's your core. That's what you're getting ready for. Okay, so now bring that hand down. We'll take it to the other side. So it's going to be left leg, right arm. Breathing in, lift. So right arm, the one closest to the stage. And then moving with your breath, you bring the elbow to the side of the body. You bring your knee in close to your nose in that direction. Doesn't have to touch, of course it doesn't. And then you reach and then you close. So you'll do this 4 more times. Can't remember how many times we did it on the other side, but 6 is good. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, get long. Exhale, squeeze. Can't believe it doesn't fit me in here. I've lost count. So breathing out. Breathing in. Let's call it 6. Hand down, toes down. Right foot off the mat. So just use your knees at pivot point. Your shin, this front of your leg, becomes almost like a kickstand. It supports you. Right hand a little bit ahead of your shoulder. Roll to the big toe side of your left foot. Let go of the earth. Reach your left arm up. You could drop your head. You get a neck stretch. But I think it's better to lift the head a little bit. And then slowly picking up that left leg. Coming into a balance. Okay. All right, now let's get back to all fours. Hands and knees. So, let's do this one. I don't like this one, but let's do it anyway because it's hard to do. That's why I don't like it. But it's very good for firing up your core. So it's boat pose. Could call it lifeboat because you're holding onto your thighs. Just plain old boat is good. So boat pose is a balance, but it strengthens all those lower back and lower belly and side belly muscles that you need to balance in equilibrium. Now what you're trying to do is find a kind of spot where you're on your sitting bones and your tailbone. So think of it as a tripod. The sitting bones are at the back and then the tailbone is at the front. And once you find that little spot where you can kind of float your feet off the mat, but watch out for what you do with your back. So you don't want to start collapsing here. You want to use the muscles, so you want a nice long spine. While you're trying to find your position, your feet could be on the floor, your hands could be on the floor, okay? So your body is at an angle. And then you have to use your tummy muscles in order to stay balanced, in order to keep your spine nice and long. So this is your boat pose, or a version of actual boat pose. The legs are straight in the air. I think I could do it for a split second. That's about it, something like that. But variations. So you could hold the back of your legs. You could even put your toes on the floor. It's what you're doing here that's important. So let's say you've done boat pose for about 5 minutes. And then you're going to go back to table. Who would want to do that? Nobody. You go back to table position and we're going to start getting into, just make sure I'm going to face the right way. So yeah, you go back to all fours and then you do a little kind of shoulder opener and you're preparing for your equilibrium pose. So if you let go of the floor with your left arm and you do this nice rotation, lifting up your left arm, and then as you breathe out, you pass the left hand behind your wrist. You start to bend your right elbow and you just tap the side of your head down. So you're kind of getting ready. You go back, breathing in. So it's warming everything up, breathing out. Bring the side of your head down, bend your elbow, tap down, breathing in, lift, breathing out, thread. Now this time I'm going to stay down. I'm going to reach the left arm as far as I can. Come up onto the right fingertips and have the right elbow bent. So if I look at my elbow, just past it, that's roughly the position of my head. I don't want to be on my cheek like this. I don't want to squash the side of my neck. I want to keep my head quite strong and just try and keep a line, running down the middle of my head and through my neck and through my spine. And my upper back is now twisted, rotated. Okay, so the hand is here on the floor. This is going to be weird because I haven't got the space. To do equilibrium, let's try. I'm going to pick up that right knee, just about, I think. So now it's not just the weight on my head and on my shoulder. It's more of a balance. I kind of feel a little bit wobbly here. So it is a balance. It's going to start to get interesting. If I roll over, I'm going to land in the furniture. But that's okay. Then you're slowly going to lift up that right leg. I may roll over just to show you how it's to not do it. Then you're going to bend the right knee. We probably should have done some hip work and some quad stretching as well. But hey ho. Then you let go of the floor with your right hand and you very carefully reach back for the top of your foot. Then you push the foot a little bit into your hand. That is your equilibrium. Don't forget to breathe. This is where I really want to hold my breath, because the muscles are kind of twitching and they're getting into slight panic mode because it feels very wobbly, and that automatically changes your breath. But what have I told you? If you start to feel that panicky feeling, You breathe slowly. You try and slow your breath down. Breathe in through your nose. Breathe out through your nose. Okay. And then you can slowly come out of it the way you came in. So if I put my hand down, let go of my foot, bring my knee down, put the pressure in my right hand, reopen to the left hand side, inhaling to lift and reach, and then exhaling. All right, I'm going to try the other side. I'm going to turn around. Have to do the other side, otherwise you're going to be really wonky all day long. So you start on all fours. Breathe in right arm. Inhale, twist the upper back, reach for the sky, thread behind your wrist, tap the side of your head down. Breathe in, come up again, inhaling. Breathe out, thread, exhaling, so breathing out as you lower. Last time, inhale, reach. And then thread all the way until you bring your arm down, your shoulder down, and you're resting on the side of the head. Again, if you bring up your fingertips, you look at your elbow, that's roughly the position of your head and neck. So I'm not kind of pressing on your cheekbone like this, but a little bit more secure on the side of your skull. So, just going to take a little breath here. Make sure I feel secure in the core, the muscles are active, and then I'm picking up the left knee. And then very slowly press into the top of your right foot. Keep your eyes on that left elbow. Pick up the left leg. Oh, this side is a lot more wobbly. I may well demonstrate how to fall out of this. Then you'll bend your left knee and bring your heel in. And then if you feel you can, let go of the floor and reach for your left foot. Okay, I'm doing everything wrong right now. Try not to panic. Breathe slowly, long breaths. Yeah, it's a lot different on this side for me. This is why I do yoga, to understand the body better, to appreciate the body better, to understand everybody's different. On any given day, you may be able to do something, on another day you may not. But you've got to be kind to yourself, not be too hard on yourself, and keep breathing. All right, I've got to let that go. Woo! And then coming out of it nice and slowly, sweep your right arm out to the side, reach for the sky, and then back down. Oh, that is actually quite tough. So that is your mini tutorial, Year 5s of Cuffley School in Hertfordshire, on equilibrium pose. If you do it, be very careful. You can give me a thumbs up or something as well if you like. I'm not quite sure how this works. I don't know if you can see the cat, but he's fast asleep over there, which is great. He's a sweetie pie. All right, so thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. She says, not quite sure how to switch this off. I actually don't know how to get back. Oh, there we go. This is very clever. All right. So what do we say? Arms out, widen up, breathing in, down to your heart center, breathing out nice and slowly for Om Shanti Namaste. Thanks, guys.